Yay Networks.
Welcome to the Great Girlfriends podcast, where we discuss life, love, laughter, and everything in between. I'm your host, Sybil, and I can't wait for you to hear all of the Great Girlfriend magic on today's show. So without further ado, grab something great to drink, grab your pen and your paper, and get ready for this week's episode. Enjoy! Happy Wednesday, Great Girlfriend. Oh, this is about to be a good one. I'm so excited. I'm so excited because, very seldomly do we have the episode before the episode. The podcast normally starts and I'm introducing people and we're getting to know each other. But I just, again, feel like we just had a full conversation / episode before the episode with our newest great girlfriend, who is, let me just read off a few things. Emmy-nominated American actress and stunt woman. Come on, somebody. Let me just wrap it up. Professional wrestler, sports radio personality, and motivational speaker. How, the who, the what, the wins, the wheres. Bobsledder.
Yes.
Come on. And I could go on and on down the list. I'm so happy to have you here, and I want to welcome, and great girlfriends everywhere near and far, let's welcome Janeshia Adams-Ginyard to the show.
Yay!
Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey.
Listen, you blew my mind. You blew my mind with your warmth. She came in. I was like, girl, you smell like heaven. What are you? What are you wearing? Who are you?
Thank you. You're too kind.
What are you wearing? My God. Because you think you smell good, then you hug someone and they smell better. And you're like, I don't even smell good anymore. You got that. That's all you. You came in with so much joy, warmth, and energy that I just feel so inspired already to get to know you.
Thank
just
you.
So much more. And then, but learning about your bio, and I just consider you such a warrior woman. Yes. And I love that. I don't feel like there's a stone you haven't turned over. I feel like anything, from what I read and now I'm gathering from your personality, if you want it, you're going to go after it.
Totally.
And if you see it, it belongs to you.
Absolutely.
And it's not a question of whether or not you can have dominion. Like, it's just whether or not you want dominion.
Yeah, because I am walking in my authority.
Isn't that something?
Yes.
How powerful is that?
Yes.
So, okay, have you always been, were you the little girl who would never take no, who was always like, it's my way or the highway? Like, were you the one they couldn't control? What type of little girl were you?
So, first of all, thank you for having me. I'm very excited to be here
and you'll
as
be
well.
Back.
Yes. So, thank you for having me. But I was always the one who no was not an option. I've always been an innovator, a creator, a go-getter. Creating my own lane, right? So I've never allowed anyone to put me in a box and tell me what I'm supposed to do or be or how I'm supposed to look to them, right?
So
I think we get so caught into trying to do what other people tell us to do or you're supposed to do that. No. I'm supposed to do what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to operate in my purpose, my passion.
Right.
And walk in that authority.
Yeah.
Knowing that the sky is not the limit because the sky is too low. Right. So I've always.
The sky's not the limit because the sky is too low.
Facts.
Somebody's like, wait a minute, let me pull my car over and write it down. But it is. But you're right.
Yes. So I've always been that little girl. And I will share this story with you. So first grade, my teacher who lived 3 houses down from us.
Wow.
No joke. She would have to give me, now this was some arrangement that her and my mom made because I was always the one in class who was finished before everyone else, finished work. And so, during parent teacher conference or whatever, the teacher was like, well, she's always, she's finished, but then she's sitting there and then she starts talking to other people or starts, doing other things, trying to help them. And so my mom was like, well, then when she's finished, just give her more work.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was in first grade getting more work than the other people in my class because I was always finished. And not finished and it was wrong. Finished and it was done correctly.
Right. Right. Like she's co-facilitating this course this year.
6 years old.
Right. She's teaching and tutoring and learning at the same time.
Yes.
No, I love that. It's interesting because so many girls are taught to be good girls. And good girl means you're compliant, means you listen, you obey, you follow the rules, you're not disruptive. But then we learn as women that in order for us to really walk in our power, we actually have to contradict that good girl narrative over and over again.
Day. I tell people all the time, I do not color in the lines.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know anyone that wins that colors in the lines, okay?
Yeah, that's facts. That's facts.
I create art.
Yeah, I love that. And it's oftentimes outside the lines.
You have to be.
All of your career to me is outside of the lines.
Yes.
When you walked in, I told you, I have never met a black stunt woman. I've never met a stunt woman, a black stunt woman. And you went on to say you've never met a two-time Emmy-nominated stunt woman. So let me put that down. That is outside of the lines.
Yes.
That is outside of the career path. When you go to your guidance counselor in high school and they're talking to you about college and they're talking about all the things that you can be, do, go, that's not on the list.
At all.
So you're already off the page and you're in another sphere.
Sphere. And for me, it was very early on that I knew that I was meant to be a creator, creative, innovator, right? I always said, I'm not a timesheet chick. You know, and I think it's very important for people to know what it is that they want to do,
right,
where they want to be, and what will get the best out of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And so I've always just been an independent contractor, so to speak. So my guidance counselor, there was nothing that they would do that could tell me anything, because you're teaching me how to work for someone else.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep. So what did you explain to your parents? So you go home and they're like, all right, we have trained you up and you're about to graduate high school.
Yes.
And what's that conversation?
I mean, the conversation was education was always stressed in the household, and that's key because that proved to be a very good foundation for me.
Right.
My faith, good foundation for me.
Yep.
Being well-rounded. I think we spoke a little bit about that. I said my mom wanted to make sure that me and my twin sister were very well-rounded. We were balanced with sports, education, the arts. You know, we played piano.
Wow.
So that conversation was basically, you're going to go to school, you're going to get an education, and you're going to do what it is that you're pursuing to do. And at that time, I was an athlete. I was fluent in American Sign Language. I wanted to be a sports commentator and a sign language interpreter for deaf athletes. That is what I knew I was going to do.
Yeah.
From the age of 8 years old.
Wow. And that's great.
Yes.
That is so essential. I love that.
Yeah. So I still have my sports in there.
Yeah.
I still had my talking, my radio, everything that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
I mean, I would sit on Sundays watching football, watching basketball, Pam Oliver, Bob Costas, with my brother, and I would do play-by-play. And I would do color commentary. This is when I was like 8, 9 years old.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And my mom encouraged it all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about it. Yeah. What team did they go for? Yeah. All that. Yeah. So that's just that self-motivation and that drive that I just knew.
Yeah.
And sports has proved to be a very good foundation for me.
Absolutely.
And has navigated me through this planet.
Because at some point, and you talked about that. I want to know about this pipeline to becoming a stunt woman.
Yes.
You talked about the fact that foundation, you know, sort of propelled you in different ways and equipped you to be able to take on your career as a stunt woman.
Yes.
So I want to get into that. How did the start was in track and field, correct?
So I started athletics as a youth with track and field. Okay. Yes, correct. And
because there's some moms taking notes like, all right, track and field. Yeah. Let them talk during the game. Let them talk. Get them in piano. I mean, people do want a blueprint. You know, as parents, we always want a blueprint.
Yeah. The one thing I will say when I'm out speaking at these different speaking engagements I have, and I speak to parents, I always tell them, don't limit your kid. You know, it's a culture thing too. I know sometimes with our culture, we can be, oh, tell him to stop doing that. Stop doing all that. You know, he ain't gonna do. I was like, hold on. We need to stop saying can't.
Yes.
Like that was a word that was never used in my house. You could not say that at all. Ask any friend, any cousin that ever came in that door. You couldn't say it.
Wow. I love it.
Yeah, there was just things that you did not say. Can't was one of them. Hard was another one. Nothing was ever hard. You know what I mean? So I think as parents, if they're looking for a blueprint, don't set limits on your kids. They can do whatever. You should cultivate it.
Yeah.
Right? If little Johnny is jumping off the walls and stuff, then maybe you enroll him in some parkour or some gymnastics.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah, because that's his passion. He's starting to show you who he is.
He's channeling something there, and
That's good.
So so everything started from like track and field, and with sports, just it's so critical, I think, or crucial in like developing persistence, determination. You can't win every race. You're not gonna win every race, but let me tell you, when you get second, you're going back to practice, working harder because you want to win. You want to be the champion.
Yeah, that's facts. That is facts. Yeah.
And so track, I think in all sports, they kind of teach that extra drive and that motivation, and you have a routine. You wake up, eat your food, do whatever, go to practice, come back home, work on what you practice on, all that. So track and field definitely, and I did that for youth, elementary, middle school. I did it in high school, was CIF champion, state finalist, did it in college.
Yeah.
So again, we're talking about this work ethic.
Yeah.
There's no way
discipline.
Discipline is key.
Yeah.
Key. Discipline is key. And from there, after college doing track and field, and having the academics behind me too, you just know you're already walking in success, right? You're already like past the halfway mark. I knew I was an upright walking, well-groomed individual in the world. I was contributing something.
Yeah. So good.
Yeah. And then I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna do sports modeling. Still operating in my purpose and my passion, still doing athletics.
Yeah.
I was already doing field reporting for teams and interviews, and
wow.
I feel like sports opens the door for so many things, and you have to be ready to receive what might come to you.
Yeah. It's so interesting because so many people, again, you said something powerful. When you get second, you go back because you want to get first, and it propels you to work harder at it. So many people walk away when they get second, when they get third, or because they are like, I don't qualify. So many times we disqualify ourselves.
Yes.
But I hear you saying in your life, you have continually qualified yourself. You knew that you had it on the inside. You just need to cultivate it.
Totally.
So you continually found the ways to train and discipline yourself to be the best, instead of saying, because I placed here, I'm not the best. It's two different mindsets, right? And it will actually place you in two different places in life. You could have become a timesheet chick, right?
Yeah, timesheet chick.
You could have become a timesheet chick if you had believed that second or third or fourth was a disqualifier, right? And you would have conditioned yourself to plateau in ways that would have put you in a totally different world than where you are now.
Totally.
But instead, you and every other listener and myself, you have reinforced that we need to understand that second place is an indicator that there's more training towards first.
Totally.
That's all it is.
And you're still in the game.
You're still in the game.
You're still in the game.
Yeah.
You're still on the podium.
Yeah.
Because those seconds lead to first.
Yeah.
I was CIF champion my senior year in high school. I won when it mattered. That training, the second place, some thirds,
you won when it mattered.
I won. I got
good.
a ring for that.
Yeah.
And then that propelled me to the state finals.
Yeah.
I was a state finalist.
Yeah.
So it's hard work. And this is the thing. You constantly are grinding. You're constantly hustling. Whether you want to substitute hustle for practice or hustle for whatever.
Yeah.
You're constantly doing better. You can't stop.
So
People think the game stops. The game never stops. The grind never stops. It just changes at the different levels that you get to. I'm not grinding right now for a meal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those days are gone.
Yeah.
Now I'm grinding for, I just posted something on Instagram. I said, I'm grinding right now for 2028.
Hello.
I just posted that on my IG.
Yeah.
I'm not grinding for 2023 right now.
Yeah.
That grind is done.
Yeah.
I'm grinding for 4 or 5 years in the future right now.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. So, okay, lead me on to the bobsleds. I can say, great girlfriends, that I officially know 2 bobsledders.
Yes, you
two
do.
Female bobsledders. So I'm past Cool Runnings now.
You are.
I'm like,
shoot.
I'm actually about to pick up my bobsled
You
cycle.
need to go play Powerball. You know, 2 bobsledders got dogged.
Bobsledders, and I'm like, both times I'm like, how did you get into bobsledding being from Cerritos, California? Like, walk me into that.
So, you know, like we were saying off the record.
In our pre-podcast.
In our pre-podcast. Thank you. I couldn't even grab the words. Our pre-podcast. Yeah. Bobsledders come from different athletic disciplines.
Yeah.
And so a lot of them come from like track and field. One, because of the speed to help with the push in the beginning. And I was a brakeman. So so my job was to help at the beginning with the start and to stop the sled when they cross that line.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And in the midst of all that, you're training, you're doing like Olympic lifting, cleans and jerks and, you know, working on your 30, 40, 50 short sprints, things like that. But I got into it from my athletic background. Here again, athletics. Yeah, from track and field. I was a multi-eventer and a hurdler. I was like a little Jackie Joyner-Kersee. I like to say that because I always want to make people remember Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Yeah.
She was.
What a powerhouse.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, I was like a little Jackie Joyner-Kersee.
Yeah.
And doing my multi-events and kind of that's how I got into it because when I was a freshman at Cal, go Bears, Pac-10. I bleed blue and gold. And so
I love that.
When I was at Cal, my BFF at the time, now Summer, she was my strength and conditioning coach.
Okay.
And I told her like, I always wanted to do like a winter sport. You know, I'm half Jamaican. I love bobsledding. And I really wanted to do speed skating, but I knew my mom was not going to have that. Okay.
Was that one can't? She's like, man, you can't
do
that.
It was the fact that I was a freshman in college and the training facility was like hours away and I was still a freshman in college and I was like, I really want to do, you know, speed skating. But I told my best friend about bobsledding and then she looked up, found that they had like a practice coming up, the US did, and next thing you know, she was gone. Wow. She went and did the tryouts and made it and was like in Europe doing all these different things. Yeah, I had a whole different strength and conditioning coach for the next couple years, okay?
Summer was like, I'm out.
Thank you for the idea. Yeah. Bye-bye. And I was like, okay. So then fast forward.
I love that Summer.
Yeah, she used to kick rocks.
Like, I'm out.
Yes. So fast forward after, you know, she had her kid and everything, they had reached back out to her, hey, we need another brakeman, you know, America's Cup, all these different competitions were coming up. And so one of the bobsledders reached out to her and she was like, I just had my kid, but I know the perfect person. I know the perfect person. And she put me in contact with the driver. And Summer was like teaching me stuff like at home, like we were training and things. And the next thing you know, I went to Canada.
So that's amazing.
Yes, but it's funny how things come around full circle.
Oh my
But that's
goodness.
also me putting things into the universe because I always wanted to do bobsledding. I spoke that. It actually verbally came out of my mouth.
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And it circled back around, did it not? It did.
That explains why I've never bobsledded. I've never spoken. I've never said that I want to be a bobsledder, therefore I'm not. No, I'm just joking. But no, how powerful. You spoke it, but you have also trained and conditioned your body to be prepared to operate in these various disciplines of sports.
So my mom raised my sister and I on this very powerful saying, and I say it almost in every interview that I do. It is better to be needed. Oh, let me make sure I say it right. Okay, it is better to be ready and not needed than to be needed and not ready.
Come on, mama. So true.
Proper preparation prevents poor production.
Yep. Yes.
We were raised
one more time.
Proper preparation prevents poor production. And my mama, Gwendolyn Adams-Williams, raised me and my twin sister on it is better to be ready and not needed than to be needed and not ready.
Yes.
Yes. So constantly staying prepared.
Yeah.
Constantly staying ready for when my name is called. And everything, because doors are going to open from all areas because I know I'm walking in my passion, my purpose. I'm walking in my authority.
Yeah.
I know I'm anointed and I know I'm chosen.
Yeah.
You know? So I know God has things that are going to come to me.
Yeah.
Better to be needed. Ready and not needed to be needed and right, you know? So all of that.
Mama, that's good. Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay, because all of that equips you now to then become the first great girlfriend. She is the absolute first. I'm gonna meet more stunt women later. I feel it coming.
You are, because you just said it. Yes.
It's happening. But
Yes.
how excited was I to read that you were a stunt woman? I was like, who, what, wow. And then to find out you were an African-American stunt woman, I was like, I have so many questions around that alone. Now, the question that I had before I met you
Yes.
around how did she know she could be a stunt woman has already been answered. I fully understand how I feel like you just chose that. Like, you knew that because you were conditioned and your mom taught you it's better to be ready and not needed than to be needed and not ready.
Yes, and I've been preparing myself, and I've put myself in a position to be able to receive things that come because, like I said, I was doing the bobsledding, and then we briefly touched on it, but after bobsledding, I was like, I want to do sports modeling.
Yeah.
I'm an athlete. I can do this is the thing. And this is what people have to understand, why limiting someone is very critical and will stunt their growth and professional life, is you can be a multi-hyphenate. I am a multi-hyphenate. I came out of the womb a multi-hyphenate. Since birth, I was a student athlete, right? I've always had a hyphen with my name. And so when I was after bobsledding, I told myself, I want to do sports modeling. I want to see myself on a billboard. I go into Nike Town. I go into these Dick's Sporting Goods, and I see all these people up there.
Yeah.
And I was like, they're not even athletes.
Yeah.
I can tell they're not athletes. There's no there's no muscle definition. I want to do sports modeling.
Yes.
I told myself that. God dog it, I did it. I was doing a bunch of Nike campaigns. I did Nike CrossFit, soccer. Never played soccer a day in my life. Did Nike soccer, CrossFit, basketball, all these different things. And I was starting to get booked as a jock for different shows, commercials, TV shows. I was always a jock.
Yeah.
So I navigated in the industry from doing the sports modeling and started doing acting. I was always an athlete.
Wow.
And it was from, again, the athletics.
Yeah.
I was like, I can do stunts, because I started getting tired of just standing there holding a kettlebell, doing the print stuff. I'm like, I'm an athlete. I need physicality. Throw me against a wall, something.
Never signed up for it. Nope, don't throw me.
You said don't throw you. Oh my
I might
God.
throw you back.
Yes,
You throw me,
yes.
I pick you back up and throw you back. But don't throw me.
But
No,
I
no.
wanted that action, and I said, I can do stunts. I ran track my entire life. I watched the movie, seen a guy running very horribly, same arm, same leg. That is not how you run. Jesus, okay? And I'm like, I can do stunts.
Yeah.
So immediately, because I remember my mom said, you got to be a student of the sport. Whatever it is, you got to be a student of the sport. So I hired a private tumbling coach because I knew I needed some air awareness. If I'm going to be riding the wire doing stunts, what is my body doing in the air when they're turning me backwards?
Wow.
And he taught me trampoline, wall flips, backhand springs, basic tumbling, because outside of a cartwheel and a round off, I didn't know any gymnastics. And that's kind of how everything kind of started with the stunts. But again, from my athletics and me acting first.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, this progression is just fun to see and hear.
Yes.
And I mean, I'm on the outside of it, but there's so many consistent attributes to who you are that show up in your progression all the way up to, because we are going to get to Black Panther and Wakanda forever. And being 2-time Emmy nominated, but
one time
Emmy nominated, excuse me, but being Emmy nominated. But it's so important to hear discipline, being regimented, saying, how can I? Not I can't, but how can I? We talk such a big deal about that on the Great Girlfriends podcast. We don't want to say I can't. Lesson I learned with my daughter when she was 2, trying to be like my son. And she would, I can't. We said, no, we don't say how I can't. We say, how can I?
Yep.
And she would sit there, and the next thing she's doing everything the 4-year-old would do.
Totally.
But it was just an expansion of, it opens the door to the possibilities of how things can happen. But that I can mindset, you understood your birthright.
Yes.
You tapped into that very early in, and you operated in that. And I just think there's so many values that sometimes we great girlfriends, and I'm pausing here because so many listeners and women who will be watching this have gotten lost in their path, and they have forsaken their values and their DNA and their core attributes. And there is so much power sitting right on the inside of who we are.
Totally.
If we can just locate those pillars of strength, those pillars of value, the wealth, right? The birthright, the power, the passion, all those things that dwell there, there's a world of opportunity that's waiting to be embodied with all of those things.
Totally.
And we just have to be willing to tap into that. So I want to encourage anybody who's listening to pause right now and just write down a few of your attributes. Who are you?
Yes.
Like, who are you as a woman?
Who are you? And know that you come from good stock.
Yes.
I walk and navigate this planet knowing the stock that I come from.
Yeah.
I know I come from good stock.
Yeah.
I know my parents created me to be an impact on this world.
Yeah.
I know my ancestors are happy and proud of me.
Yep.
I channel them with every step. You know?
That's
You
so
know
good.
that.
That's so good. And, you know, even if you've never been told who you are, right? If there's a listener or a viewer who has felt like everything's been stolen from them because they didn't come from a place where their mama Gwendolyn was giving them these valuable lessons. I like to look at what was stolen. I'm like, well, what did they try to take from me? That was my birthright. Like all the things that you feel have been taken from you, or all the things that you feel have been lost, or that you never got a chance to step into. Those are the things that are actually birthrights. Those are the things that are pure possessions that someone tried to take away, and leave you void of that identity. And so you can actually repossess in this moment right here. It's like a soul winning moment.
Fire.
You can repossess what's yours right here, because you have reminded me of that. Sometimes we have to reinvigorate. And along your path, I can see how you were steadily tuned into your identity and your power. And that sense of awareness gave you the ability to take authority everywhere you go. Like I can even feel it in here. You came in taking possession. I'm like, let's do it. Let's co-dominate this whole episode, because there is that sense of power on the inside of you. You owning this microphone. And that ownership. And I'm praying like, God, please allow my daughter and my son to own their spaces.
Totally.
I hope that I'm grooming people who know how to own their spaces, because we each deserve that right.
And when you own your space, you own who's in the space with you.
Yeah.
And so I love that you said that, because you made me think about this. I like to tell people, if you are hanging with people who are not speaking life, who are not, speaking good energy, and hey, you can do it. How can I help? Well, let's do this together. Then you're doing yourself a disservice.
Come on.
You are doing yourself a disservice doing that. You owe no one nothing.
Yeah.
You don't have to stand there and take any of that nonsense.
Yep.
And I'm very good at blocking negative people, negative energy. Like, I will ignore you to where you forget you exist.
Yeah.
That's just how powerful you have to be with your space.
Yes.
You know? And so to the girlfriends out there listening, take back your space.
Yes.
Some of y'all didn't gave it to girlfriends, I use air quotes on that, who didn't deserve your time.
That's right.
Who weren't speaking life. Girl, you can't do that. Oh, really? No, I'm going to tell you what I can do. How about you go find that door, though? Because you can open it and leave. You know what I mean?
Yep, that's your exit.
Yeah. Own that space, too, and own your environment. Because that's mindset.
Yep. Okay, take me into, let's go into Wakanda.
Yes.
Let's just go on
We're
home.
going to go into Wakanda.
Come on
home. Come on, Kamoyo beads.
Take us into Wakanda. What was that experience like for you?
Okay. So I'm very big into vision boards, because Mama Gwendolyn had me and my sister. We were raised on vision boards.
Okay.
And so Marvel was always on my vision board. Didn't know how it was going to happen, but that's not the point of the vision board. You just know it's going to happen.
Right.
The navigation will come.
Right.
So they're on my vision board, and, I'm doing stunts and all these different things. And so they had a movie, Captain America Civil War. Now, all the black stunt women I know was working on that movie but me.
Wow.
Okay? I'm speaking real facts, true story. And I was like, how are they all working on this? I'm not working on Captain America Civil War. Like, all the black people, all the black chicks working over there, I'm not. Whatever. God had other things for me. I was working on some other shows, but God dog it, I want to be on that.
I want to be on there.
Yeah.
Right.
So one of the ladies that was over there, she texted me and was like, Janeshia, I'm letting you know that the Black Panther, he's going to get his own movie, and they're going to need people with your skill set who look like you. So just make sure you be ready.
Stay ready. Yeah.
Stay ready. Get your fighting stuff. All the stuff I've been doing, but just stay on point, because he's getting his own movie.
Wow.
And they're gonna need people like you.
Okay.
So that was God sending confirmation. So immediately I popped back up on the taekwondo, got my taekwondo on point. I was already doing still some wrestling and whatnot. But I just started like going extra hard. Not that I was going hard before. I was still working. I wasn't on that movie that I wanted to be on. God dog it. But I was working hard. Yeah. And then I started picking up my taekwondo. Sure enough, I ended up getting notified. And the day she told me, I think it's very important I say this. The day that she told me, that day I started praying every day. Thank you, Lord, in advance for Black Panther. Thank you, Lord, in advance for Black Panther. Kid you not, I prayed that every day. I even had people at my church praying a prayer with me. Every day. For months. She told me in April. I got an audition notice in September-ish. So we're talking April, May, June, July, August, September. Minimum 5 months straight. Yeah. I prayed every day. Thank you, Lord, in advance for Black Panther. So then I get an audition notice from Sarah Finn Casting, who's cast all the Marvel movies. Wow. And it was for this untitled Marvel project. And it said, have an African accent. And I'm like, you know what? You ain't fooling nobody, okay? I know this is Black Panther. I know. I've been praying on this. I've been praying on this, talking about African accent, untitled, and whatever, Marvel. Okay? So I go down, I do my audition, and in there it said, display, like, if you have, like, martial arts background. So taekwondo. So I go in there and I do my taekwondo kicks, all these different things. Like 2 weeks later, I get called by from the stunt side. I'm like, okay, process is happening, cool. Yeah. And I'm super juiced and excited, right? Same thing, untitled Marvel. At this point, I think they might have released like a code name. The code name was, you want to guess what the code name was? Just guess, just think, just give me a random guess. The movie's Black Panther. We know it's kind of African based or whatever, but there was a code name.
Oh my God. I feel like I'm gonna fail this one.
You'll just understand what I'm saying when you what's the code
Wakanda.
Name? No, it wasn't Wakanda.
Okay.
So the code name, you want to know the code name?
What was it?
Motherland.
Oh my gosh.
Come on. The code name was Motherland.
Motherland. Wow.
Yes. And I'm like, this is deep, yo. This is deep. So I do the audition there. And so then, they also said, like, send in extra videos if you have any videos of you. So I sent in videos of me doing takedowns from BJJ, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and all that. I sent them me doing some Kali work. I called friends. I was like, yo, I got to send in some extra footage and stuff. I need to get these videos. Sent all that, and they emailed me back and said, yeah, we would love to have you a part of the team, blah, 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 blah. Right? So I'm juiced. I'm like, whoo, all that. Then I get another thing. After I'm thinking I've already been told I'm a part of the team. Yeah. Okay. Then I get another thing. Hey, can you come down to Atlanta for like a day, for audition? I'm thinking, I call my pastor at this point. I'm like, how are they going to tell me I got to go back down there? They already told me that I was a part of it. And he was like, you don't know what God is working up in the mix.
Just go.
You don't know?
Yeah.
And then I call my brother because I was like, man, I feel like they're reneging.
Right. Like, what is this? We've already done it. Now we got to do it again.
I got to do this again. My brother's like, you don't know. Maybe the director or somebody want to see you. How you know? Sure enough, November 4th, I get flown down. Now, remember, I was praying in April.
Yeah.
And November. Every day. Now it's November 4th. I'm getting flown down to Atlanta for a day, just for like a day workshop to go, or whatever they called it. It was me and like 13 other girls. They put us through different stations, a fighting station, a reaction station, a role station, boxing station. It was like 5 different stations. Then they taught us a piece of choreography. Just like how they did when I did the other audition, they taught us a piece of choreography. This one, they taught us a piece of choreography. You were with a partner, and then they were giving you like 30, 45 seconds after you finished your audition of the choreography to display whatever extra things you wanted to do. This all took place in front of just what my brother said. Ryan Coogler, Nate Moore, all the Marvel people was down there wanting to see all these 14 chicks that they had basically invited. And
my goodness.
So from November 4th, there was a 2.5 week process of you waiting. Because see, Ryan's there. He's taking notes while you're doing your audition. And I'll never forget what he told me after I did mine. He goes, because I ended with like a kick and I did this like powerful like superhero stance at the end, like, after I did like an axe kick right in front of him. And so then he was like, yo, Janeshia, you wanted them taekwondo girls, huh? I was like, yeah. He was like, bet. I'm like, okay, cool. I felt like I had laid everything on the line. Yes. I gave it my all. I represented my ancestors, my mama, everybody, my pastor, everybody. I felt like I represented super well that day. And sure enough, the next 2.5 weeks, you were just like biting your fingers because that was the end.
Yeah.
Then you start getting emails. Then you're sent an NDA before you offered work. I was sent an NDA before I was offered work. I'm like, okay.
I can't
movement.
talk about my contract that's coming. I can't say nothing about the next email. I am locked in.
Yo, how about I was in one email. It was like me and like 6 other girls in an email, right? Mm-hmm. So you start looking at the names.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Then I got
who is that?
Then I got another email with me, and it was different girls. I said, "Oh my God, what is going on? This is crazy." Yeah. So you're just like, I hope I'm in every email, right? Because you don't want to be the one not in emails.
Any of the emails, right? Did the train stop? Whatever. Is it over?
But sure enough, in the midst of that process, I'm told obviously that I'm one of the Elite 8. Dora. It was called Finding Dora. And that was for the first one. And then they tell you have to shave your head and all these different things that's coming with the role. And it was that. So that was a process leading to Wakanda. Yeah.
Yes.
And when they said after it's all done and they're like, oh, okay, you're going to have to shave your head and stuff. I'm like, oh, that's no problem. I've doubled short haired people before and all this, and they're like, oh no, I think they want it to be shorter than that. I sent them pictures. They're like, no, I think they want to do it themselves. Come to find out, it's like, they want you to be bald.
Yeah.
So I literally debated on even accepting it. I called my brother. I was like,
please tell me you call your pastor and he hung up like,
girl. I called my brother. I was like, I'm gonna look like a boy. I'm gonna, doing all these things. He was like, you ain't gonna look like no boy, Nisha.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna look like no boy. What are you talking about? I called my pastor. Now this is a word for y'all today.
Okay.
I called my pastor. I said, oh my God, I got it and all these different things. I said, but they told me I have to shave my head. I don't want to shave my head. I'm going to look like a boy. He said, hold on. Pastor Hosea Collins told me, hold on. Ain't this what we've been praying about? We've been praying about this every day. You done had the whole church, everybody praying for you.
Right.
And you mean to tell me now you don't want to shave your head? He said, Jesus sacrificed it all on the cross. You can't sacrifice your hair?
Ooh,
I said,
pastor.
You're right.
God, that's powerful.
I said, you're so right. He said, I will tell you this. Your sacrifice will never outweigh your reward. When I tell you that from that obedience of shaving my head, I have gotten so many more opportunities, and the doors have been, the blessings. I have been living in overflow and increase because of obedience.
Wow.
It will not. I stand here telling you right now, if I did not shave my head, there is no way that this path that I'm on would have happened. It's only through obedience and my faithfulness. Because while I was shooting Black Panther, they emailed us. While we were shooting on set for a Marvel movie, they emailed us about another movie called Avengers.
Wow.
Hey, just letting you know the doors are going to go over to Avengers. What? Yo, this is that sacrifice never outweighing the reward thing that Pastor was talking about.
Yeah.
And then you do Avengers and you realize you're doing 2 movies, Infinity War and Endgame. Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then after that, I was on not even that much of a break. I hopped over to a whole different franchise and worked on a whole nother movie because of my head was shaved and I looked like the actress.
Yeah.
So,
oh my goodness.
I just want to tell people, obedience is very key. And along that journey of me shaving I had to realize, like, hair, first of all, Janeshia, hair don't make you.
Right.
That's a cultural thing with
It's
Black
accessory.
people.
Yeah.
Okay? First of all, hair grows back.
Exactly.
It grows back.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I learn. I was listening to so much NDRE, You Are Not Your Hair, I was listening to all the anthems. I listened to everything. I was like, yo, come on.
I need it.
I had my brother on a what do you call those? Like mixtape with me. We doing the Akon NDRE mixtape version, like all this. Like, I am not my hair, But it's so true.
Yeah.
Hair does not define you.
Yeah.
It's here.
Yeah.
The character is inside. How you walk, how you speak, all that.
Yeah.
And so I had to be reminded of that. I had to learn that for myself.
Yeah.
That the obedience was way more important than some hair.
That's so powerful, because the road just kept unwinding for you, unfolding into more and more opportunity that was all lying behind your ability to surrender to whatever it took, that sacrifice.
I was already in the position to win.
That's right.
I was set up to win.
Yeah.
Proper preparation prevents poor production. I was already there.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Oh, my goodness.
And you asking for blessings, and some of us girlfriends, we're asking for things, but it doesn't show up how we want it.
Right.
Right?
I was thinking I could keep my hair and
do all that. It's like, no. God said you gonna get everything.
Yeah.
However, it's gonna come how I'm gonna give it to you.
Because that door wasn't ajar. That was like, bam. It was like all the way wide open.
All the way open. It was not. No. It was. I didn't force myself to go through it.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All of that. How do you okay, because the success of that film, and it blew the world. The world was not ready for what happened to us.
Exceeded my expectations by leaps and bounds, and I knew I was working on something good.
How do you feel when you work on projects after you've worked on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever? How do you feel when you work on new projects? Has your expectation or standard of experience changed? Have you changed your criteria for the quality of character you play? Has any of that did any of that become shaped after you played in such a powerful film?
That's a great question. So I will say this. Until Black Panther, that was the first time I was ever on set that was majority African American, where I looked around and saw people who looked like me.
Yeah.
That was the first time that had ever happened to me. Like, I'm emphasizing, and I had, at the time we did Black Panther, that was 2017. Mm-hmm. I had been in the industry at that point almost, 6-7 years fully. And to be on a set with royalty, Mr. Forrest Whitaker, Mr. Angela Bass, all those different, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. Yeah. This is insane in a good way. Yeah. So in the future, I was like, and then also let me say this, Chadwick was amazing. Mm-hmm. That was also the first time where I was on a set where the lead made sure that everyone was like family. Wow. He would throw parties for everyone. Yeah. And invite everybody. Wow. Okay? It didn't matter if you were the janitor. Mm-hmm. It didn't matter if you were a PA. Mm-hmm. So what that movie set life showed me is how you act as a number one.
Oh, that's good.
How you act. Because I've been on sets that I learned that ain't how you act. Right. That is not how you treat people.
Yeah.
There was a culture that Chadwick created on Black Panther that I made sure when I got to be number one, number two on the call sheet, that I created an environment that the other people enjoyed and liked. Yeah. Because I saw what he did. Yeah. And I'm like, that's how you treat your castmates. Yeah. That's how you treat crew. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I love that. Mm-hmm. Geez, what an honor to be able to be student and then teacher, right? To be able to sit in both seats, because we do get the opportunity to show. We get to, like you said, we get to choose how we show up in our environments. We get to choose how we involve and engage people and show love and advocate. Yes. And, him setting that standards also gave you the power to walk in your own footsteps and say, you know what, I'm going to be that person to other people.
Totally. And he had a standard and he had a culture and he treated everyone fair. He did not care. I'm telling you, we read the stories, we see it, everybody is not like that. There is some elitism to people. There are some levels to it to where if you are not in this level, they're not showing you no time of day.
Yeah.
He was not like that.
Wow.
Everybody was welcome at that parties he threw.
Yeah.
He did not care. Hi, if you took out the garbage. Hi, if you did lights. Hi, if you were costumes. He didn't.
Yeah.
He was not like that. So,
Wow.
yeah.
What a beautiful
It was
spirit.
awesome. Yeah, he is great.
Oh my goodness. Okay, this is my last question for
Yes.
you. Obviously, I want to keep you all day, and I am having you back. We are counting on it.
Oh, we're coming back.
I want to know about your great girlfriends because you mentioned Summer
Yes.
and the role that she played
Yes.
in opening this door. Summer was like, "Peace, I'm out. I'm going to go bobsled," and then she's like, "Wait, you need to come do it too." Now that I'm retiring, but I want you in this.
Yes.
But how have you cultivated an environment, or like what have your experiences been like with girlfriends, and how do you create an environment where your girlfriends get to have this type of spirit? You know what I mean? There's sometimes when you have friend groups where, you got friends that are hanging on by a thin thread, and
Yes.
they are friends from forever ago that don't fit in this new season. And,
Yeah.
that you are you are as strong as your 5 closest, right? And
Yes.
so I want to know about their proximity and how you create an environment for your great girlfriends where everyone can just be whoever they are and thrive in their own respective right.
Yeah. So I will say about my great girlfriends, first of all, I love all of them.
Mm-hmm.
We celebrate each other and we celebrate wins.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that's very important because a lot of times you can be in a group of people or your friends and you might not want to share because you feel like you are, what's the word? Oh, you know what I mean? Like, say you have a very big win. You're like,
Yeah.
I can't tell Sally. She gonna
want them to
feel
feel
bad
small.
or she
Yeah.
gonna feel. We don't have that over here.
Yeah.
We celebrate each other's wins. And Lucretia, she was the one who really was like, no, we got to celebrate that. Like, even if it's the smallest little thing. Oh, you did what? We got to celebrate that. Like, we celebrate each
Yeah.
other and we are transparent and we're able to talk and show love. I think it's important when you have people who are not judgy and just talk.
Right.
Where you can just
Yep.
talk and
Yep.
share and be receptive. And then also you need people who are truthful and honest that are going to tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear.
Ooh, girl.
So, I'm very grateful for Summer, Lucretia, Aaliyah, Ashley, a Shakola, like,
You're
because
giving me DMX right now.
okay.
Summer,
Yo,
Lucretia, Aaliyah.
Demi, all of them. Like, I can be very transparent.
Yeah.
I can tell them, I'm being real frustrated right now, and
Yeah.
they or this person is, it's just, you need a balance of celebration, honesty, truthfulness, dependability. Hey, what do you need? Like, Summer flew down one time because my dog sitter wasn't available and helped with my dogs.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like,
That's awesome.
that is that's great
Yeah.
girlfriends, right? That
Yes.
it's and also knowing that it's beyond great girlfriends. We're family.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think we hold each other as family.
Yeah.
Because family is not a blood thing. That's
Yeah.
a relative. We got a
Right.
lot of relatives. Hey, I got a lot of relatives that are not family. Trust and believe that. Okay?
Facts. Yeah.
I'm keeping it 100. I have
Yeah.
so many relatives and not all of them are family.
Right.
Family is a relationship.
Right.
My girlfriends, we have a relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's so good. Oh. We just had church.
Yes.
I am so honored to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
I'm so glad we
Yes.
had this time. Great girlfriends. I
Yeah.
know how y'all are feeling because I already know the type of emails I get. I already know what I'm gonna hear. And you are coming back. I'm said it 2, 3, 4 times. She's
I
coming
am
back.
coming back.
She's coming back.
Yes.
I'm like so grateful. You're so warm. Your depth is just, it's boundless. Your spirit is so bright and zesty, and there's so much in store for you. I want to know what's next for you.
That's my last question. And I promise I'm done after that.
You
then you
are
can go back to
good.
Palm Springs. But what's next?
Yes. Okay. So what's next for me? So my Jersey Mike's commercial just dropped this week.
Okay.
I'm doing double dutch on Jersey Mike's commercial with Danny DeVito, which is amazing.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
He's double dutching.
He's double dutching.
Get out of town.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. So that's
Okay.
pretty cool. So that just happened. I start shooting in your home state of Tennessee in July, a horror movie where I'm the lead. Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
And I have several speaking engagements that are happening. I have one happening this month.
Okay.
I'm going to Reading, Pennsylvania to speak, but I have several more lined up, and I have like 3 Comic-Cons that are on the books too. So there's a lot going on. Yeah. In between
Okay.
shooting. And then I think I told you I go back to Pennsylvania to finish some pickup shots for a movie.
Yeah.
that I did.
There's
That is
a book in
another
there,
horror
too.
movie.
Is there a book in there?
Okay, God,
Okay.
I just got chills right now. I kid
Okay.
you not. I kid you not. So I have a book coming out. No, I kid. This is
Okay.
like the first time I ever like said this publicly to anybody. So, wow. Yes. So I have a book, and you want me to share the title, or I'll wait. Okay,
No,
I'll
don't
wait.
share it
I won't
unless
share the
you
title.
want-
I won't share the title.
but wow.
But there's a book that's coming out. It'll be
Okay.
out. But I think they said the end of June.
Oh my
End of June, July.
goodness.
Yeah. Yes.
You have to give us all the deets later.
I will, but
and
it's
come
so
back
crazy
to
that you
promote
said
the
that. No, I
book.
kid you
There's
not.
a book in there. I just could feel it.
You felt that?
Yeah.
That's crazy, y'all.
Yeah.
She felt that. No,
I felt
seriously,
the
I have
book.
not publicly told anyone that. Just the people that are involved with the book.
Well, you've heard it first here on the Great
Yes,
Girlfriends
that's crazy.
podcast.
Yes. Only the people that's involved with the book know this.
This is exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
Oh my goodness.
Let me tell you, we are inspiring, encouraging, and motivating.
Oh,
That's all I wanna know.
That. The world
Yes.
needs that. The world needs more and more of that. We can never get enough hope in this world. Never.
Never.
And it's your responsibility as a hope dealer to just distribute it far and wide. Like, I believe that.
Totally.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
Yes.
So where can the Great Girlfriends keep up with you?
Okay, yes. So the Great Girlfriends can keep up with me on Instagram
Okay.
at Hollywood Lady J. That's Hollywood LADY, just the letter J.
Okay.
Also on Facebook, I'm there too, Janeshia Adams-Ginyard.
Mhm.
My full name.
Uh-huh.
And pretty much that's it, because we are revamping the website to go along with the book. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
You got a
so-
revamp happening? Okay.
Yeah, we have a
Okay.
revamping happening to the whole website, a rebranding, all of that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
I am so full. I'm so full. I'm so full, and I'm so grateful.
I'm grateful.
And
You're
I'm
the ray of
so-
sunshine.
Oh, girl, so are you. I'm telling you, I'm happy. I'm so done. And I haven't even eaten today, and I'm full, literally full in my body. So
Oh.
thank you so much, because you have just given me so much to just eat off of. And I always love when I feel like I meet a kindred spirit. I do. And God always knows.
He knows.
always knows how to
He
bring it all
knows.
together at the right time. So
does.
I'm
It's
look
alignment.
behind you. EP's like, yay, good episode.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's all alignment.
Total alignment. Yes. I'm so glad to have you. I can't wait to have you back. Great Girlfriends. I mean, just stay tuned in, because we will support the book as it comes out. And
Yes,
we'll make sure
thank
we are
you.
cheering it forward. But also do send her DMs and send her all the flowers in the world, because you truly deserve them.
Oh,
You do.
Thank you.
You do.
I received
Oh
that.
my
I'm very
gosh.
grateful that you allowed me to share my story and experiences, and hopefully someone was touched, encouraged, and motivated by something I said
Many
today.
someones.
Yes.
Minis of someones will
Yes.
be touched by this. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I'm so happy. All right, great girlfriends. Did you enjoy this week's episode of the podcast? If so, would you please give us your amazing review on iTunes? Every single review helps another great girlfriend get plugged into the podcast and the community. Speaking of community, make sure you join our Facebook group at The Great Girlfriends. Follow us on Instagram at The Great Girlfriends and on Twitter at @the_great GFS. I'm Sybil Amuti, and I'm out. Peace.